In a divided world, teaching kindness and connection might be the most important thing we do. Welcome to One Tired Teacher. I'm Trina Debery. Today we're talking about teaching kindness in a divisive world. Hope you stick around.
Welcome to One Tired Teacher. And even though she may need a nap, this teacher is ready to wake up and speak her truth about the trials and treasures of teaching. Here she is, wide awake. Wait, she's not asleep right now, is she? She is awake, right? Okay. From Trina Debery Teaching and Learning, your host, Trina Debery.
Hey. Okay, so today we're talking about something hard. And I just talked about something hard last week with AI versus like teachers and teacher created. I don't mean to say versus. It's more like AI can't replace a teacher heart, which is kind of the overall theme of this whole entire month. It's more about like simplicity and energy and remembering how much your judgment matters more than ever and how human connection is still the work that we're doing. So, I've had a few episodes about different things about STEM being a spark and about AI and teaching. And so if you've missed anything from this month, go back and check it out if you have a moment. And today's a little shorter. Today we're going to talk about, teaching kindness and how important it is. So, whatever this looks like, if you're like, I can't add anything else in, think about the areas where you can, because teaching kindness, teaching empathy, teaching respect, teaching curiosity, it's all so important. And whether we're doing that in a morning meeting conversation, using a picture book that helps lead the conversation, or we've got prompt discussions, or whether we are doing it during our STEM time or as a bell ringer. I talked a couple weeks ago about using a 4C model, which is collaboration, creativity, community, communication, and I add a fifth one, which is curiosity. And using that as a bell ringer and to get kids like prompted into thinking and creating and collaborating. And so that's a possibility. Or even if you're doing it in a read aloud, which is also a really powerful way of having these kinds of conversations, and like doing think-alouds and modeling what this looks like and how you're thinking out loud to yourself about what this all means. I think that is essential. No matter what we're doing, it's essential. Sometimes that means we have to put aside something that we're told we have to use. We put it aside for a day or two and we say, we'll come back to this story from this anthology, but we're going to pick up this beautiful book called Noticing by Kobe Yamada. And we're going to look at it from so many different angles. We're going to look at the point of view, and we're going to look at the vocabulary, and we're going to look at the images and how they tell a beautiful story. And we're going to do all of our standards work. We're just going to use a different book. We're going to use one that is a beautiful story told to evoke emotion. So that's just one thing that we can do. One little way. That's not even one. That's like multiple little ways of being able to put in the heart of teaching. Another thing we want to really focus on is teaching kids how to treat each other in person and online. It was another episode we talked about this month was digital citizenship. And digital citizenship isn't just digital. It's also citizenship in person. It's also how you act in person, how we pay attention to protecting our privacy, and how we pay attention in treating people kindly and with empathy and with caring. And like a good story goes a long way in helping kids understand what that looks like, how that feels. Having conversations go a long way with kids. And another thing to focus on is why slowing down for connection is actually an act of leadership. So sometimes we have to take that leadership back, and we have to remember that we are the experts. We know what we're doing. And if we're not, we're learning to become the experts. And if you don't feel like an expert on how children think or develop, then it's time to start reading about that, because all of that matters so much, especially when the world, or not even the world, where our country feels so incredibly divisive and we're arguing over every little thing. It feels like we have to constantly take a side. That's not the world we want for kids. It's not what we want for kids. It's not what we should want for each other. But if at the very least we can try to do something about it in our four walls inside of our classroom. If you're looking for a calm way to talk about kindness and respect, both online and in real life, I have a freebie this month. It's a free, device-free digital citizenship lesson, and it's available. Use what fits, leave the rest behind. We change the world. Let me just tell you where you can get that first. Trina Debery, teachingandlearning.com/digital-citizenship. We change the world one child at a time, one moment at a time. Remember this. The work you're doing with the small humans in front of you matters more than you know. If you don't feel like you're making an impact, you are. You're making an impact to the children in front of you. It's a small but massive way to contribute. Connection counts. Kindness counts. One meaningful moment counts. You're allowed to trust yourself. Slow down and teach with your heart. I'll talk to you next week. Until next time, sweet dreams and sleep tight.